Hey guys, how are you? I'm back with another video. This time we're going to be doing the Republic of Texas Pro that just happened this past weekend. Um, it was such a good lineup this show. Really impressive, especially the top five girls. Really good job. I think um, the dark horse of the show was Erin Stern. She's a former figure Olympia, and she's kind of like came back I think this year or last year, and she really looked incredible. She came second place here, and I don't know. She just overall this show was really stacked, and the head judges were I believe Tyler and Sandy. So you have like two out of three of the top Olympia judges here judging this show. So obviously the judging was really good and really impressive lineup. So I looked at the pictures yesterday. I was like, almost blown away. I was like, wow, these girls really stepped up their game, and everyone came in and brought a really nice package. So, uh, definitely a really impressive show that happened this past weekend. So, the winner of the show was Daraja. So Daraja, I believe, won the North Americans overall in 2019. She killed that show, and then I think she won like two pro shows in a row. I think she actually beat Ashley at like her first pro show or something. It was crazy. Um, and she was really like an up and coming like really great athlete, and then like something happened like at the near the end of 2018, maybe in 2022 she didn't hit her mark at a few shows in a row, and she kind of was like not placing as well. um but I think this was like her comeback type of situation where she like really like brought a really good package here. Like her posing is really good. Phone call here. Look, it's Laura Lee. Laura Lee, I'm making a video, a recap video. Can we talk after? Okay, it's Laura Lee. I'll see her on Tuesday. So, okay, I'll talk to you soon. Okay, okay, bye. Anyways, let's get back to it. So yeah, so Daraja was up and coming, and yeah, so she kind of she missed her mark for a few times. Like she had like a crazy like start of her pro career, like as an amateur, like beating Ashley like her first pro show, and then she yeah, she kind of like didn't hit her mark. I don't know. She kind of like came in too soft one time. I think at the Arnold in 2020. I think it could have been. She came in like really too hard and depleted, but she really killed the show. Once again, her posing was really good. I tend to like look through all the pictures of the girls because I repeat this every show that you know, if you're looking through your pictures and you see pictures that you don't want to post because either like your stomach is out or your glutes are dropped or something is not a great shot, then that means you need to go back to the drawing board and fix your posing, because if there's pictures available online that you don't like, that means the judges were able to see that on stage. So I looked through Gerard's pictures. I really didn't find any errors. That was really impressive. So obviously, if you go online and you see like there's no bad pictures, that means your routine was really good too, and you really executed, um, A to Z in your routine. So I think she was the clear winner here. I believe she won with a flawless score. So I mean, this is she really good shape. She looks a little bit on the smaller side. She might have a little bit of problems against someone like maybe like an Ashley or a Jen or a Angelica type of like look, because these girls are a little bit bigger than her. But in this lineup, she did really well, and I think she stood out. And she was the makeup was really good, hair was really good, suit really matches her skin tone, and there's nothing negative to say about this physique. It's spot on. So congratulations for that show. Second place here, Erin. Um, I'm not sure how old she is, but I mean this this is unbelievable. This is like her glutes are so round and high here. This is a perfect peak here. You see the tie in perfectly. You don't see really any striations in the hamstrings here. Glutes are really high and round, and the waist is super tight. I mean, this she nailed it. So I'm sure everyone else was pretty blown away by this, because it's just a really impressive physique. The only thing I noticed that was like the smallest I'm just like nitpicking here at this point, but when she walked on stage, she hit her front pose, and you can see here she kind of turned her waist to the front a little bit. So I mean, it's not going to necessarily affect her placing because her overall look is so good, but you want to like she doesn't have super small waist from the front, but from the profile, her waist is like non-existent, right? So you want to always, it's so important that you're able to like, so basically what I'm saying is like this girl walked in, right? She hit her front pose and it was not like an aesthetic shot. She had to like adjust, right? So if she walks into the stage and hits this front pose, the judges are like, okay, like whatever. It's not amazing. But if you come in and hit this front pose and this is the first thing they see, then they're going to be extremely impressed, right? So make sure you're consistent and you're always hitting your front pose properly so that the judges are able to see the best version of yourself. And especially goes when you transition to the back to the front, your front pose should look exactly the same every single time, 100 out of 100 times. If it doesn't, you need to keep going back to the drawing board and repeat it, keep repeating your transition until your front pose looks identical every single time, no matter where you are on stage. So, yeah, really impressive physique. This one here, third place. So this girl, not sure who she is. Really good shape. The only the back shot reminds me so much of Angelica with a little bit less muscle. Let me show you what I mean. So very very similar structure of back shot. I mean, if she like built her glutes a little bit, it would be like exactly like Angelica almost. Like you guys can see like the structure here, like it ties in exactly the same here. Like the shape is almost, she's just missing a little bit more upper and outer glutes, right? Because Angelica has a lot of muscle, but it's like very, very, very similar to Angelica here, this back shot. Um, I noticed though in all of her front pose, she's doing like this weird thing with her arm to try to like not cover her glutes. She needs to fix that too. And plus her hand should be a little bit lower because she has such a small. This girl has such a small waist. Look how small her waist is, but she's like enlarging it by putting her hand so high. You want to show that off, right? So if she put her hand here like a little bit like above her hip bone, like right on the kind of like the connector here, the judge would be able to see her small waist a lot better, and she would just look better. And almost all her front poses, she's doing this thing with her arm. Obviously, that's not good here. So she needs to fix this arm thing and make sure she doesn't like cover the glute still. But I mean, if you take this arm um, out of the front pose here, I mean, this is a really good shape. And she won. She came third place based on like her really really good condition and fullness, like perfect fullness, perfect condition. Just needs to fix the arm here in the front pose. So they're basically all like that through the pictures here. Fourth place, Carla. I mean, there's not much to say here. I mean, it's pretty. It's a hard show to judge because every girl was so good. I mean, this girl is very short, but she still looks, really good. The only like thing I think she's missing is she's missing a little bit of density in like the lower glute. Like her glutes are like very high and round, but she needs more like fullness in the lower glute. So I'll show you kind of what I mean. So you can see here, like she has muscle, right? But this girl, like, if you look at the density in, like, let's zoom in just to see, like, if you look at the density, like in the lower glute, like here, like it pops a lot. Like you can see, like popping out of the skin, and here it's a little bit more on the flatter side. But like the upper and outer is very round, but she just needs to work more on like the main part of the gluteus maximus here to really give a pop to the lower glutes, and I think she'll be doing much better. But I mean, this conditioning and fullness is perfect. I think it's just like building the lower part of the glutes, and it'll the glutes. The judge want to see the glutes popping. They want to see full round, like 4D glutes. And here it just looks a little bit flat. I don't think it has anything to do with like peaking or anything like that. I think it's just like missing a little bit of muscle density in the meaty part of the glute. I think that's what it is here. Sorry, I lost my place. So fifth place, Jazzy. I spoke to her. I was hoping she was going to win this show. I think everyone thought she was going to win this show, but unfortunately, girls get their their time of the month, and it's unfortunate because you can't really control that. And I believe that's what happened with her here. I mean, her shape is incredible. Her posing was really good too. I didn't really see any mistakes in her posing. Going through the pictures, you can tell like you can see she looks like soft, but girls, this is not fat on her legs. There's no fat left on her legs. This is just water retention. That's going to be from the her time of the month. So a lot of girls are either hold water like in their waist or especially like in her like she said she felt like a film, like a thick skin, a thick what am I trying to say? Like a thick film of water like in her quads and her hamstrings, and she knew. But it's unfortunate. But I mean, she's gonna win a pro show, very soon for sure, and qualify at Olympia. I have no doubt about that. So, um, the first thing I noticed was that her quads do look like too big for her upper body. But then again, it could literally just be the water retention here. And then when she's off her time of the month, the legs could just shrink down a lot and really be proportional back to upper body. So, I'm sure, this is it happens to everyone. You know, it happened to my client Alessia. She placed 10th because the same thing happened to her. Then the next show she won first. So I mean, it's an unfortunate situation. It is what it is, and that's what girls have to deal with. And we're lucky as guys we don't have to deal with that situation yet. But you can tell like there's no fat on the lower back here either. Like no fat in the back, no fat on the legs here. Like there's no fat in the waist. It's just she's just holding water there from that. So, but I really like how she was like, you know, I know everyone wanted her to win, but she really like even her stories after she like didn't like really make excuses. She didn't really like. I'm sure on the inside she like didn't feel great, but she's such a good sport that it's like she's very positive and very like um, very good attitude. Very much not a sore loser, and that's really important in the sport. And no one likes to see that. So. Congratulations! I'm sure she'll win a pro show very, very soon. But yeah, crazy shape, really good poser, and yeah, I wish her the best in her future shows that she's going to be doing here. So sixth place girl, actually this was her last show. I want to use that example. So sixth place girl, I think this is a new pro. The main thing, this I commented on her last show. This was her last show. I think this was like last week or a week before. This show, she came in a lot flatter. So I don't, but it's I don't know. From the front, it almost looks better, like her flatter from the front, but from the back, her glutes like look at the difference between I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago versus this time. So there's a lot like girls like the peaking thing is you should be ready on time. Obviously, this girl's ready. If she was ready 2 weeks ago, she's ready now, right? She doesn't have fat left. But if you like deplete water so much, or you like don't eat enough food, or you miss your peak, or you reduce your sodium too much, whatever, you can completely destroy your shape if you come in flat. You'll look watery, you'll look soft. So it's like, look at the difference 2 weeks ago with the fullness and the hardness of the glutes. She's almost like too muscular here because she's so like full and the skin is like pushing up against the muscle so much versus like yesterday where it's like she's a lot flatter, the glutes aren't popping, the hamstrings aren't like tight in the back and stuff like that too. Um, I mean, it's just I think that's just like a peaking type of situation that happened there. But the main thing, like, forget about. Let's just assume the peaking thing doesn't happen. The main thing she needs to do is she needs to fire the person she hires to do her hair. This girl is so pretty, but whoever is doing her hair is doing a very poor job. So I mentioned last week too, like this couldn't have been her fault, but like here is very greasy, and it could have been because she's like a kind of a newer competitor, and I've had this happen to my girls too. Like, so if you don't wear that like mushroom hat thing on your head, I don't know what it's called, the thing you use in the shower or whatever, and you leave your hair behind, all the oil from like the glaze is gonna go in your hair, and it's gonna be like really greasy and gross. Here, her hair looks very like dry. You know what I'm saying? It looks like super super dry, and like this girl, like it doesn't make sense to me. Like she's so pretty and she's like great hair and great face and great everything, but like she's like she can be like like a Janet, right? Like Janet's super pretty and she like her hair is always great, her makeup's always great. Like if you like exaggerate how pretty you are, you're gonna look 10 times better and be like even more up there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're already a pretty girl, you don't want your makeup to be messed up, or if you have like beautiful hair, you don't want to have like poor hair on stage, because this is like this is a beauty contest too at the same time. So it's like this girl needs to fire whoever's doing her hair and really get her hair nailed here, because this is not the peak of her hair. I'm sure her hair can have a better peak than this. So, but really good shape, really good potential. She's placed. What did she place here? Sixth. She placed sixth here, and the last show I think she placed. I don't know, something around that. I think fourth or something too. So, yeah, great shape. Let's just go. I think I did something else about it. Yeah. So this girl here, she needs to work on. This girl has a package. She has a shape, but she needs to work on the Janet-esque. So that's what I was talking about last show. Where Janet is already known to be like, the first thing you think about Janet is like very pretty, right? And but on stage she brings that same confidence because she knows she's pretty and she knows she looks good, right? This girl's so pretty, but she doesn't have the Janet esque. Like you can see like the hair here. This looks a bit confident here while she's doing this, but like her posing needs to. I don't know who's teaching her posing, but she needs to really work on the small details. And so if you're, I'm not a dancing instructor, I'm not a posing, like necessarily a posing teacher or whatever, but like, let's say you're like a professional dancer, right? Um, you don't just get choreographed how to move your feet, right? It's all about like your hips and your hands and what you're doing with your whole body, right? Like a dance is your whole body. It's not just like a foot movement and foot placement type thing. And I feel like this girl, she understands how to coordinate her feet, but her hands and her hair and like the rest of her body is kind of just a free for all. So if she works on these small details that like you have the shape, if she works on these small details to like really fine tune the package and genetics she has, this is going to be a top 10 Olympia one day for sure. She has the looks, she has the body, she has the conditioning, she has the muscle density, she has everything. She needs to fix the hair, she needs to fix the posing. So look here, like the hair is like a bit like on her shoulders. This is not planned. Like you need to plan what you're doing with your hands at all times. It's not just your feet. And you need to plan what you're doing with your hair at all times too. You can't make it a free for all type thing where it's like, well, whatever it ends up, it's gonna end up. Okay. So let's go through this here. So here too, like she does like a hair flip here, and if her hair was like more dense and properly styled, it would look a lot better. Here too, like her hand, girl. Quick tip: never put your hands 6 inches away from your body. Never put your hands more than 6 inches away from your body. Keep your hands 6 inches from your body, and all your poses are going to look much better. Just as a general tip. So yeah, I mean like her. I don't know if there was another girl I was talking about here. Yeah, I think it was mainly this one, but like she doesn't plan her hair flips and stuff too. Like her hair kind of just like sits where it wants to sit. And she needs to plan what she's doing with her hair. Like Jennifer Dory, like and Attila and Jennifer Dory have a very similar hair flip. We've seen like Attila post pictures of her hair flip online. That's like one of her famous poses where she's like looking back and she does the hair flip, and that is a planned movement. Her head like moves in a certain place so that all of her hair falls on her back. Jen literally spent like hours practicing her hair movement, and these are like discussions that we've actually had. And I wanted her to try like a different hairstyle, and she's like, I don't know if that's gonna look good with the hair flip. I have to try it and like all that stuff too. So it's like these small things that you think of that you don't think of. It's the top Olympians are all planning. They're all planning their hand movements. They're planning how their hair is going to sit when they turn their head. It's like it's choreographed. Everything is choreographed. Everything is planned. You don't want to go up there and just kind of like free ball it, because then you're going to place a little bit lower if girls are like nailing these really small details. Like for example, like Daraja, right? Like I look through all their pictures. There's no mistakes. Her stomach is not out. Her hair is beautiful, placed in the back. All her movement, you can see all their movements are planned. If you go up there, I don't care who you are, and you don't plan every single motion from A to Z, there's going to be some pictures are off, and that means your posing isn't perfect. So I really hope this girl fixes these small details because she's going to be really, really good. But yeah. I want to see that girl succeed because she's really has really great potential. Ivana here, I believe she's from Spain or Europe. I think she's from. I know obviously Spain's in Europe, but I believe she's from Europe. She came here to compete at the show. This girl's like a little gnome. She's really really tiny, but she is really really great muscle density. I would have liked to see her place higher. I don't know necessarily what happened. I don't. I like this back pose a lot. It's really good. Her glutes are really full and round, but this front pose here, something's off. I think it's how she's placing her foot here, and she's kind of like the leg is like too. So if you're already short, I think she's like 4'11" or something. If you're already short, you don't want to make yourself look shorter. So don't like bend this leg. You need to be tall and really upright. It's like Jessica that won the last show last week and came first. She's very short, but the way she like here, let's go to this show. Let me show you what I mean. I went over this last show, but we'll do it again just to show you what I mean. What the hell? So look at this. They're about the same height, right? But you see how she like her leg is like not bent and she's standing. Her chest is tall. She's standing up. Her shoulders are down. This girl's leg is bent, so she's making herself shorter already. And her shoulders are too elevated. So she's like, if you're lifting your shoulders, you're making your upper body less wide. Jessica's front posture is perfect. Her chest is up, but her shoulders are down, so she has more width in her shoulders, so it bounces through her legs. This girl needs to relax her shoulders. You can see there's some tension in her traps here. Like, look at there's definitely some tension in her traps here. Versus Jessica is like really like her shoulders are very flat, and they're like you can see they're pushed down. Versus here they're elevated. You see how the shoulders elevated here, versus here is like flatter. So she needs to really like relax. She looks too tense. She needs to relax. She needs to unbend this knee, and she needs to just make herself look just to make herself look taller. So that's basically it. But I mean, she's very muscular. I don't know. She can't really gain any more muscle, I think, because especially on a shorter package, you don't want to look like a little tank. I think she's pretty capped out for muscle here. I don't know what else she can do. I mean, I would just probably fix the posing and listen to what the judges say as far as that. But I mean, really good shape, really nice girl, and yeah, I'm sure she'll do even better next coming shows. So, where am I at? So this girl, pretty good shape. She's a little bit small, but if she has like a really nice structure. Pretty face too. Um, Glutes are really high and tight. She just needs a little bit more muscle, definitely, like especially in the shoulders and arms here in the glutes. She could gain muscle everywhere, but the main thing, especially, is the posing. Same thing. So like the arms aren't planned. This is not a planned movement where the arms are like kind of like out like that too. So here too, this is not. She didn't. She didn't plan this entrance. There's no chance. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna do my pose. So it's like she needs to work on what her arms are going to be doing when she's walking and when she's posing here. So same thing as the other girl that came in, I think, sixth place. So you got to plan what your arms are doing, because it's not just it's not just your feet though; it's your whole body you're displaying on stage. Ninth place is girl. I mean, it just looks like her hamstrings need to be a little bit leaner, and she needs to open her feet a little bit more. I really like this front pose; it's not bad at all. Shoulders are really, really nice. A little bit pointy here, but I mean, it could just be like, it looks like she needs a little bit more anterior delt, but I mean, a lot of muscle on this girl. Her legs are a little bit big for her glutes. She needs to build her glutes a little bit more because you can like, let's see here. You can see like a difference in the glutes here. Just like the muscle density, like look like the muscle density. So, and the upper and outer glutes, like they want to see high, round, tight. So you can see like here, like Erin, like has really high upper and outer glutes, like really round. And this girl kind of has like decent glutes, like gluteus maximus here, but she's missing the upper and outer glutes. So you really need to focus on like the kickbacks and the um, abduction movements and stuff like that to make sure that you're building the full glutes and not just like the meaty part of the glutes here, because you can see like a big difference here just in the shape of the upper and outer. They want to see the high round upper glutes like this. So you can see here she's missing, and she needs to be a little bit leaner in the legs. So this girl Corey, a really great structure. I think it's her third pro show now, and she is regressing now. Show to show, she's probably been prepping for freaking like 8 months. She won the overall at the universe, I think, in like May or something. She killed it, looked insane, and then she came second to Ashley, looking absolutely insane, and she came fifth, looking a little bit softer, and now she's even softer. So if it was my client, I would definitely tell her, okay, you need a break. Like you had a very good season. You came second at a pro show. You won overall universe. So, but like you can see, like her body is just getting tired, and you can see like the difference. Like so, she won the universe. I don't have a pro. I don't have a picture of that, but like this is against Ashley. Like, you can see here, like it's a big difference. In the front pose here, she's like harder. Her waist is tighter. Um, and in the back pose too. So you can see like a lot more fullness, a lot more density. I think just the body just looks tired at this point. Like that's just what it seems like it is. I would just shut it down. And this is like, so this, she came first and she came fifth, and fifth she was a little bit worse and she came second, but she was still good. But you can still see here, this is fifth versus 10th. There's still like a big difference. So she's kind of like I think her body's telling her like we need to like slow it down here and like take a break. So we'll see what she does. It's obviously up to her and her coach to decide about that stuff too. But great potential and great new talent coming up. So I'm really impressed with this show. Great job. I wish I was actually at the show. It looked like it was a fun event. And I think that's it for now. So next weekend, I'm going to Atlanta on Tuesday. Laurel's going to be competing. It's going to be a crazy show again. I know Maureen is doing it. Jazzy's doing it. Who else is doing it? Rejuana is doing it. So Chicago Pro is going to be the hardest show of the year, I think, so far. Even out the other classes, it's going to be crazy. Like you have 212 bodybuilding. It's going to be crazy. Yes, it's going to be a crazy show. I'm really excited to be there. And then Tampa has crazy people too. So it has Jennifer Dory, it has Issa Piscini, it has Jazzy, I think, is doing it again. So Chicago and Tampa are going to be the two hardest pro shows of the year, and it's definitely going to be something to look forward to. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much.